Beacon Press Audio presents The Hivemind Swarmed, Conversations on Gamergate, The Aftermath, and the Quest for a Safer Internet by David Wolinsky. This audiobook is narrated by Noah Debiase. Published by Beacon Press Audio, 2024.
Introduction. Safety is a story. Beware of each other, because everything's about to change. The world is going to crack wide open. There's something on the horizon, a massive connectivity. The barriers between us will disappear, and we're not ready. A quote from Halt and Catch Fire, Season 3, Episode 8. You are not safe. October 2016. The takeaways from Gamergate are hard to pin down. Today, just as in August 2014, when the movement's first coordinated online attacks against women exploded across Twitter under the hashtag Gamergate, the casualties and the stakes can only be explained in a clothesline of run-on sentences to people who either couldn't care less or couldn't care about anything else. As a harassment campaign that ignited quickly, spread even faster, and blocked the exits, it was the first undeniable warning that there might be something horribly wrong with our current incarnation of the internet. Rather than broaden our horizons and enable the exchange of ideas, the internet post-Gamergate seems destined to separate us into spaces that reinforce what we already believe. In these suffocating bubbles, we reject nuance and fight anyone who dares oppose us. A decade later, it remains pretty much impossible to convey how, in real time, Gamergate scorched the earth of social media, leaving the soil there far more inhospitable to anything nourishing. The details of Gamergate continue to be very, very challenging to explain or understand, and the reasons for this are straightforward. As a movement, it was designed to be that way and benefited from being chaotically co-piloted by groups of smart, devious people who took things that were already true about the internet and leveraged them. Death threats, rape threats, and targeted extreme bad faith arguments suddenly became a routine minute-by-minute reality. All the while, those who dogpiled to make things worse for whoever was unlucky enough to be targeted, or those who tried to counterattack or de-escalate, ultimately got sucked into what felt like a never-ending real-life online version of the Spider-Man pointing meme. For the agitators, this aspect of Gamergate was a feature, not a bug. All the improbable details, mental forks in the road, and crazy-making migraines and holding many pointed, but still muddled, improbable details in your mind simultaneously were baked in. Some background may help at least in offering a footing, though. In 2014, Gamergate was one of two things. Either a widespread harassment campaign against women, or actually about addressing corruption in video game journalism. Really, part of the problem of making heads or tails of Gamergate was the way troll logic and conspiracy theories blasted enough gale force winds to trick a lot of people into thinking the semantics mattered enough to ignore the bigger picture. There was a lot of arguing, primarily on Twitter, but also on Reddit, YouTube, 4chan boards, gaming websites, and blogs, about which of the two was the false flag and who was to blame. Mainly, everyone involved was addicted to picking fights. It was fucking horrible. Footnote: unlike 4chan's much more minimal approach to moderation, Reddit's message boards tend to be more actively moderated. Footnote: described on its official website as a simple image-based bulletin board where anyone can post comments and share images anonymously, 4chan has a complicated and anything-goes reputation. As Caitlin Dewey wrote for the Washington Post in October 2014, after Gamergate began, beyond 4chan serving as, quote, the original incubator for a huge number of memes and behaviors that we now consider central to internet culture, end quote, it has also been a source of large-scale hoaxes, cyberbullying, and internet pranks. Simultaneously, it has served as a haven for hacktivists, being the birthplace of the collective named Anonymous. Created by a 15-year-old Christopher Moot Poole in 2003, the site has become synonymous with controversy due to its lax moderation policies. Dewey wrote that Poole, quote, has argued convincingly that there's inherent value in having and shedding multiple identities online, end quote. Here's how it started. In early August 2014, software developer Aaron Johnny, hurt by a messy breakup with game developer Zoe Quinn, published a 9,000-word post about an ex on the cringe-worthy breakup stories forum threads To Something Awful and Penny Arcade. In his post, he accused Quinn of cheating on him with multiple journalists and one video game critic, exchanging sex for favorable coverage and reviews of their games. Footnote: Something Awful, founded in 1999, is a humor website that hosts paywalled Web 1.0 style forums where posters maintain a semi-anonymous identity. Its forums gave rise to a certain strain of internet humor, birthed into weird Twitter, nihilistic, surreal, anti-humor, and in the early aughts it was generally the place to go to stay up on internet culture. Footnote: Penny Arcade is a gaming-focused tri-weekly webcomic with sometimes juvenile humor that has amassed a huge community and active forum around it. Penny Arcade also created a charity that has donated tons of money to children's hospitals and has spawned a convention, PAX, that meets 3 times a year. Footnote: In January 2017, Quinn came out as non-cisgender and now prefers they, them pronouns. Both forums deleted the post and reportedly banned Johnny. Exactly why remains uncertain and now is buried by the internet. So, on August 16, he self-published the post to WordPress. From there, it spread to multiple boards on 4chan. In the months that followed, Johnny's accusations, which, though swiftly debunked, nonetheless continued to linger, gained traction at further outposts including Reddit, The Escapist, and GitHub. Footnote: The Escapist, an online gaming magazine founded in 2005 and the original host site of the biting, wry, animated video game review series Zero Punctuation, narrated by British video game developer Ben Yahtzee Croshaw. Footnote: GitHub is a popular coding and collaboration platform geared towards software developers. Members on projects can also have threaded conversations with one another. This led to other writers, editors, and critics in the gaming space being accused of conflicts of interest with video game developers. The fact that these claims were never substantiated didn't matter. As in all fandoms, every deeply angry gamer had critics they hated for writing, quote, wrong reviews. But what sets gaming apart is how far this resentment can be taken. Many disgruntled fans craft conspiracy theories for why these reviews were written. When these additional accusations started circulating, more fans with similar grudges mobilized. Out came the pitchforks, the Hivemind Swarmed, rallying under the hashtag Gamergate. Bad actors seized on the groundless conflict of interest arguments and built a vicious movement that they claimed was dedicated to exposing journalistic corruption. Gamergate had no leaders and no manifesto. People who got involved in Gamergate attacked women, minorities, and progressives who professionally created or criticized video games, publicly sending them round-the-clock death and rape threats on Twitter and other social media platforms. After Quinn, the feminist media critic Anita Sarkeesian and the game developer Brianna Wu became Gamergate's main targets by August and September 2014, respectively. When perpetrators were called out for targeting women, they insisted no. Their crusade was advocating for more, quote, ethical coverage of video games. But this is one of many confusing parts about the whole thing. There were people who said that sincerely and weren't threatening anyone, and there were other people who said that insincerely and were provoking confrontations wherever possible. A fleet of false flags provides ample cloud cover. For months, in any online space where Gamergate's targets spoke or were spoken of, online or off, fire hose bursts of hate followed in the form of crowdsourced public posts that routinely featured character assassination and explicit threats. Just a few such tweets archived in the Wayback Machine's Twitter collection ethicsingamejournalism.com read, "The search is on. AVFM is seeking to interview a gaming journalist that Zoe Quinn hasn't fucked. Hashtag Gamergate. Paul Elam at A Voice for Men, September 19, 2014. A good woman is a great person. An ignorant, victimizing feminist is a dumb cunt. Hashtag Gamergate. Tech Warriors at Tech Warriors, October 26, 2014. At MHP Show at FemFreak. Stop promoting your bullshit, baseless views and you won't be harassed, you fucking cunt. Richard Cranium at Richard Cranium, October 22, 2014. Always remember how hashtag
Sample complete. Ready to continue?